Today's program is sponsored by the Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we're your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, fashion, health, wellness, and sex.
Yeah, a lot of sex.
Learn and laugh with us anytime, anyplace. Go right to our website, anthonyvincentsalon.com. Click away and listen today.
You'll be glad you did.
Yes, you will be.
Elise, this week in history.
Is what?
Nothing really happened. This is a boring week.
Are you kidding me? There had to be something.
Hagfish Day.
What's a hagfish?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
All right, here's what I found. It looks like an eel. It's eel-shaped, and it's also slime-producing. Ew, it's gross looking. It's just yucky. They're occasionally called slime eels. Okay, so that's kind of gross. But they're the only known living animals that have a skull, but no vertebral column. So like they're like an eel, like kind of like a big snake with a skull. It's yucky. And hagfish, they're also jawless, and they're living fossils. Ew.
Well, that's what's happening in history this week. Happy Hagfish Day.
All right, and happy Hagfish Day to you, too. You know, I know a couple of hags, okay? And they kind of look like this.
Yeah, I married a few of them in my day.
A few?
Yeah.
It's amazing how things increase as you get older. Okay, then.
I just see things a little differently.
Yeah.
As I mature. After all, I am 40.
Yes,
and
you
I
are.
am on the downside.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what a good show we have again.
Of course we do, and it's going to be better than the hagfish, right?
Much better, because do you feel like you're always hungry?
I used to. I don't anymore, though.
That's because you've been eating hagfish. And
I have not been eating any hagfish. Trust me there.
Messes up your appetite.
Trust me, no hagfish in this body.
But we're going to be talking about some really interesting things today.
Of course we are.
In fact, here's something that is always on a man's mind. We're going to get to this a little bit later on.
No.
Yes, there is new research out.
I can only imagine.
And you know I have it all. New research on penis sizes
Oh, really?
of 1,600 American men.
Wow.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show.
Oh, really? I was
Yes.
really interested in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Ha. Joking.
But first, we're going to talk about transgender women.
Oh, what about them?
Well, they're now will be admitted to Barnard starting in the fall of 2016.
Oh, my gosh, that's awesome. Well, good for them, because you know what? They deserve to be able to go anywhere they want to go, especially if they're bright enough to get into Barnard.
I agree. I
My
agree.
gosh, because that's difficult to get into Barnard. My cousin went to Barnard, and that's amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
That was...
my cousin Allison.
Allison,
Other
yes.
side of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Barnard College, for those that don't know, is the all-women liberal arts college, and it's affiliated with Columbia University.
Yep.
And it has voted, and now they admit transgender women.
Fantastic.
Beginning the fall semester of 2016, applicants who consistently live and identify with women, regardless of the gender assigned to them at birth.
Well, you know, the interesting thing is that if they're smart enough to get in, good for them. If they can get in, they should be able to get in, because that's amazing.
Also, transgender men and those who do not identify as either gender will not be allowed to apply under the new rules.
Really?
Yes. Barnard joins several other women-only schools, such as Wellesley and Smith, in accepting transgender women.
Wow. Fantastic.
The Board of Trustees approved the new policy at the moment of heightened awareness, right around the same week when Caitlyn Jenner made her widely praised debut.
Ah, and there you have it. Cool. That's fantastic.
You know, the transgender thing is really interesting. And, you know, there are straight guys that that think that a lot of the stuff they should do is a little girly. But this girly
Like what?
stuff, well, it's actually sexy. All
Like
right.
what?
Okay.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Alrighty.
Speak in layman's terms here. Come on.
Alrighty. I'm talking about, you know, many of the things that guys avoid doing, you know, for fear of seeming girly. You know, and they're actually
Like
things that
having
are
like a
really,
fruity drink
That's one of them, yeah.
with
You
the
know,
umbrella in it. Like be somebody.
Be somebody.
Yeah,
You've got
the be somebody drink.
And, you know, this kind of thing is really attractive to many women. And, you know, the same women who would otherwise be interested in them, you know, guys need to realize that some things are universally attractive, such as being clean, presentable.
Wearing a nice outfit.
Yeah. You know, there's a bunch of other stuff.
Shoes, nice shoes. You know I have an issue with shoes.
Yeah, I know that you do. But there's a bunch of stuff that gals think is very sexy. And for instance, the shoes and knowing the basics of home decor. Now, nothing? Okay, nobody.
No, I was waiting for you to finish that. I have to just say something. That
knew you
is.
did.
Oh, you
That's
better
why I
stop.
stopped.
You better stop. Okay. Yeah. I think it's extremely sexy when a man knows how to decorate.
That's right. And nobody's saying that you need to have a quirky chic apartment, but, you know, a little bit of effort here and there will never hurt. You know,
I have to just say this one thing. I know this guy, he is absolutely positively 100% straight, but man, could he be a decorator. Oh, he puts me to shame. He is fantastic.
okay. So
It's not you.
and I know that. So guys are expected to have a TV with a video game sitting on top of it,
And a beer on the table.
3 mismatched plates, and a couch with some mysterious stains all over it.
No.
Okay. That is not sexy.
That is not.
But
That's like college.
yes, right. But and some guys, you know, still have their college posters on their wall. Not
Really?
sexy. Yeah.
You know some?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, they're covering up a hole or something. I don't know.
Oh boy. With a college poster?
Yeah, well,
And they're 40 plus?
Yeah.
Rough.
You know, and it's just the wonders that a simple accent wall or rug can do for a space. You know, maybe they can have a candle somewhere to light for getting in the
For
mood.
the mood,
Yeah.
Ambiance.
Right. Displaying emotions at movies. Okay. Girls love this. Now, no one's going to think it's gross if you shed No one is going to think it's gross if you shed a tear
Well, no.
during a movie. And
No one would think that. I mean, forget gross. Gross is not even the word. Gross is when you're killing somebody and there's blood spurting everywhere. No one's going to think it's silly if you shed a tear. They're going to think that you have a heart and that you're emotional, and emotions are important.
that's right. In fact, she'll question your humanity if you don't shed that tear.
Absolutely.
Now,
Then she's going to think you're gross because then you could kill somebody and have blood spurt.
I always cry when the dog dies, or they have to shoot the horse, or the cat runs away.
Yeah, he does cry with anything having to do with animals. It's the human beings that I worry about.
Touche. Guys, put a little effort into your grooming, especially your feet. Okay, guys have this weird assumption that they can have like the grossest, hairiest, snaggle-nailed feet in the world. And newsflash, cut those nails, shave your toes, and use a little bit of lotion on them feet.
Oh my gosh,
So when
please.
she's cuddling up with you in bed, you're not like ripping her calves apart with your toes. And
I'll tell you another thing. When she's cutting your toenails, okay, she definitely doesn't want to see any kind of rough skin or pieces hanging or anything like that.
And guys, if you can get her to cut your toenails, you know she loves you.
Absolutely.
So,
Ain't that the truth?
you know, give some thoughtful gifts. And I'm not talking about 800 flowers. You know, see what she likes. You know,
I can't
chicks
believe you
like little
said
stuff.
1-800-Flowers, because I have that crazy story. Do you remember?
I do remember the crazy story.
Oh my God, really,
you
really
want to tell it?
fast.
Go
I
ahead.
have to. I had such a situation. I received flowers from somebody, and I called, and there was no name on the card. And I called, to find out, who sent them, because I wanted to say thank you. They would not tell me. They kept me on hold for 45 minutes, speaking to different people. I could not find out who sent these flowers. Finally, the next day, I called back because I was like freaking out. I really did want to say thank you. They would not tell me. Now, you explained it really well. You explained why. So I do understand that. But I still really wanted to know who sent me the flowers.
Did you ever find out?
No,
Wow.
they wouldn't tell me. But tell them why. Tell everybody, tell our listeners why.
Well, these flower shops sometimes have flowers sent to women from men who are not their husbands.
I understand that.
And they...
And I will say this one more thing. I know the person knows who I am, knows me, because there are ladybugs. You know how I love ladybugs. There are ladybugs all over the little pot that it came in. So I know it was personal, so that made me a little uncomfortable.
They know who you are. Now, guys, use some basic hair products. You guys do understand the law of physics and the basic attractiveness that applies to them. So just by putting a little bit of product onto those otherwise limp or frizzed out hair particles, it'll make you seem definitely more put together.
Okay. And here's another thing. And if you don't have hair, that's okay too. Bald is back, bald is in. There's no issue there. Just make sure that your head has a nice clean shave.
That's right.
Okay, because you don't want squigglies or, anything rough or anything like that. Just keep it shaved, keep it smooth. That's perfectly sexy and acceptable.
That's right. And as long as you're shaving your head, take care of your face too.
Absolutely.
Shave every once in a while. Now, I know the look is a 2 or 3 day 5 o'clock shadow.
And that's fantastic.
That's fabulous. But if you're just scruffy,
That's not fantastic.
shave every once in a while or keep that facial hair in check.
Absolutely. You'll be glad you did.
Now, I can't believe I'm going to be saying this.
I can.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Guys, be able to appreciate shopping. Now, that doesn't mean you need to love shopping or even do it on your own time. But, if you're going out with a person that you love and helping them pick out something that makes them feel and look great and amazing, well, be that guy that all the sales girls are jealous of. And when I was preparing for this this article, this particular part stuck out in my mind because I am attending a wedding with my significant other, and she wants a new dress. So typically, I would say, "Well, go get one." But it was, a nice afternoon, so I suggested, why don't we go shopping for that dress and I'll help you pick it out? And she said, what?
I could actually hear this conversation, which is so funny. I'm staring at him right now like, huh?
So I actually went with her shopping for this dress, and I actually helped pick a few out and stood there. I held the dresses. I zipped them up. I told her what I thought, what I liked, and what I didn't like. I didn't go sit on the chairs in the waiting area like most of the guys watching the game. And she really, really appreciated it. And
It's so important.
it really, and I never realized the importance of
That is
of
actually
that.
that is actually so important. That is so fantastic that you did that. I have always been very blessed where I am very blessed in that area. I never have to want for a shopping partner or somebody helping pick out or buy me things or anything like that. So again, very blessed, but what a very nice move you made. Congratulations to you.
Okay, guys, wear some nice underwear.
Or don't wear any at all,
It's
okay?
a sexy thing. Invest in something other than those old stained baggy boxers.
Or again, don't wear any. Do not show up in something that's not attractive. And you know who I'm talking to.
That's right. If your underwear is not attractive, worn out, lose them. You're better off with nothing at all.
Exactly. Commando can be hot.
And cooking. A guy who can make something delicious. Oh, the women say, even if it's a signature dish and he only knows how to do this one thing, women think that is incredibly sexy. A guy who enjoys spending time in the kitchen and making something together is even sexier.
A man who can actually take care of himself, that's a turn on. That's sexy. So again, even if you can't cook, don't be ashamed. If you can make yourself a sandwich and it's not just peanut butter and jelly on white bread, that's hot.
Remember, they want a man. They don't want a child.
Yeah, that's true.
Open, thoughtful communication. It isn't girly. It's smart.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
If you're joining us just now, your favorite salon is now your favorite radio show.
Because we make you healthier, wealthier, and sexier every time you listen.
That's right. Tune into us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we are
Trend Radio. And now the topic that everyone here in the station has been interested in, mostly the women, but I think the guys too.
I think the guys more than the girls.
You know, you're probably right.
I usually am.
Yeah.
You tell me I always am, so I'm.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so.
So there is new research out on penis size.
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly the reason why I think it's the guys that are interested. Because guys, for some reason, have a thing about that. See, we ladies, we don't necessarily care about the size. We care about how things are used.
Ah, I see.
You know?
I see.
Size does not always matter.
It says that on the back of my Monster Jeep.
I know what it says. I was there with you when we got it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there was a research done on 1,661 American men on the average length, circumference of their penis.
I just think that's hysterical.
I'm telling you,
But I understand. It's a study.
It is a study.
Studies happen.
But this is an interesting study because I'm going to tell you later on about why this study was conducted.
Okay.
So this research study was from an Indiana University research team.
Okay.
And it was published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine. Its title, Erect Penile Length and Circumference Dimensions.
Wow. That is like a big sentence.
Yes, it is. And it was conducted with more than 1,600 sexually active men in the United States.
Huh.
Now, what they did is they really did measure the erect penises of 1,661 men.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, they didn't personally measure the men's penises.
Oh, so they were just very trusting?
Right. And like and there are many studies on penis sizes, you know.
So you mean to tell me, somebody said, all right, just send me your measurements? Think
Yes.
about this for just a minute. Well, what if the person sending the measurements felt that, he was a little small?
Most people are honest, including in sex research studies. Also, men didn't have any reason to lie. In fact, unlike most studies of self-reported penis sizes, they had good reason to report accurate data because they were using their size data to match them to a condom that was sized to fit their penis. So if so
Now
if
that makes sense.
if they reported a bigger than reality size, they would get a baggier condom.
And that is not comfortable.
No. And if they reported a smaller than reality size, then the condom would be too tight.
And that's worse.
Yes.
Got it. So tell me, were you part of that study?
No. But I do have a story about.
Of course you have a story.
Yes, I have a story.
You have a story for everything.
My first condom that I bought. Now, I go to the drugstore, and that was when you had to ask
For the
for
condoms.
the condoms. They didn't have them out in the open like they do now.
Yeah.
So I went to a drugstore far, far away where nobody knew me.
Got it.
Because I was probably a teenager.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I'd like some condoms, please. And the guy says, what kind would you like? Mm-hmm. And I went, oh, heck, what do I know? I don't know anything about condoms. I didn't know there were any.
I'll take the regular ones. I'll take the regular ones.
No, I said, well, what kind do you have? And he said, well, do you need the small, medium, or large?
Oh, he's asking size.
So, and I didn't even realize they came in small, medium, and large. But being Italian, I said,
Oh, no.
and everything else.
Wait.
that
I'll have one of each. I'll take all three.
No, I asked for the large. Thank you very much.
I
I'm
know.
Italian.
Listen. I know exactly what you asked for.
My feet are big. My jackets are big.
I don't
my
even want to have this
shirts are big.
conversation. Okay?
So I asked for the large and put them in my wallet, and there they stayed till the opportunity arose.
Oh, that's great.
And when it did, I was so excited because I was ready. I was waiting. I had them. They're in my wallet. So the moment of truth comes. And I rip open that thing.
And it broke, right?
No, I flicked it. And the damn thing, I could have put my leg in it. It was so big. It looked like, stockings.
Oh, God.
The thing
God.
was huge.
Oh, God. Pillowcase, right?
So, yeah.
I got it.
Amazing.
Boy. Okay.
So anyway, getting back to the report over here. Well, for people who care about penis sizes, and many people do, they found that the average erect length of a penis, is about 5.5 inches.
Oh.
And the average circumference is about 4.5 inches.
Oh.
Now, unless you're a porno star.
Okay.
Now, what I am more shocked about in reading this study is that the broad range of penile sizes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I am so
5.5.
sorry that I am having. Yeah, I'm confused.
Now, note that men in this study had erect penis lengths of 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches.
I'm sorry.
long
I'm not speaking for a reason.
to 10.5 inches.
Again, I'm sorry. I'm not speaking for a reason.
So that's
a weapon, though.
Yes, it is.
That ladder, that's a weapon.
I mean, 1.5 inches. That's not your
Stop
pinky.
measuring your pinky.
My pinky is bigger than that, and the average circumference is 1 inch around to 7.5 inches around.
Okay.
That was what I found just absolutely amazing. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I'm in and out of locker rooms all the time. I never look because that's really creepy if you do. But
I think it would probably be very creepy also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have really not much to say about that.
Well, here we go. My co-host, Elise, with nothing to say. Could you believe... Mike, could you believe that would ever happen?
I already marked it down to save it for later.
We're going to listen to that over and over.
Gosh.
Lost for words. And they said it couldn't happen. So they also found in the report that the size varied on how men got the erection.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And they...
So wait a minute. When you're excited about one thing or excited about something else, you have different sizes?
According to this study.
You know what? I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe certain things could make you hotter than other things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Example. According to the study, men who received oral sex as part of the measurement process reported greater length and circumference.
Wow.
And that was because men find oral sex more arousing. Thus, they have the larger erection.
I think there's a reason for that. I'm not going to actually say it on the air, but because it's not part of a study, it's really just my opinion. So I don't really actually want to upset anybody. But there is definitely a reason for that. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Tell me why or tell the listeners?
I'll tell you.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell them because might maybe get in trouble.
We don't want that.
No.
Okay. So, to tell you the truth, I'd like to see more studies that examine women's genitals.
I'm sure you would.
Well, there have been a bunch of studies of penis size, but very few about the size of female genitals.
Well, then I'm going to find that study for you, and then we will report on it. How's that?
I already found the study. I'll tell you about it. I don't have the study, but I have it.
Okay.
I just didn't read it yet. Now,
okay.
Now, size doesn't matter to everyone, but it does matter to some people.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So, over the past 2 years, we've talked about how common it is to see advertising for female genital cosmetic surgery and treatments.
Yes. That I know.
And we actually talked about one a couple of weeks ago.
We have, yes.
Now, this research was done by Debbie Habernick, PhD, and NPH. And this was a study she talked about the pleasures of sex in 2013.
So with the pleasures of sex, that's where they measure your sexual organs too?
No. The pleasure of sex was the female version of
Right. I understand exactly what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So, but we were talking about size and clitoral size. And...
Yes. Well, according to Debbie Habernick, there is a very wide range of labia size and shape.
Right.
Clitoris size. Is it clitoris or clitoris?
It depends on how you feel like pronouncing it, like tomato and tomato, potato, potato. You know. And remember the Seinfeld episode? Dolores!
Yes.
Okay. Just,
Got it. Okay.
Glad you're on your game there.
Okay. And also she says there's different colorations.
Absolutely.
She says that she is so passionate about helping women think positively about their genitals.
Cool.
And in fact, there is an artist that made a beautiful poster based on her scientific research. And it shows what women like about their genitals.
Well, if you remember, we did an entire show one day and we had a segment in it about the mural in Switzerland.
That's right.
Yes. And it was a woman's genitals, and it was actually in an elementary school. Remember that?
I do
and there was a
remember
lot of
very well.
controversy over that mural.
And the controversy was, well, should we talk about it on our show?
Actually, the controversy was, should they repaint this mural in Switzerland? But as it turned out, because it was so big, it ended up looking kind of like a flower, if you remember. And they had, aside from the earth tone colors, they also had a lot of purple and pink and red and just many different colors. And so if you didn't know what it was, you didn't know what it was. But if you knew what it was, that's where the controversy happened.
So check out these posters and paintings.
Well, you know that I will.
I know, on Kickstarter.com. What do you like about your vagina?
Cool.
And that's where you can find it.
I think everybody should check it out. And then, you know what? Let us know. Reach out to us at trendradio920@gmail.com. We will send you a $50 gift certificate to Anthony Vincent Salon. And you can give us your information and we'll give you ours. You'll be glad you did.
So, does size matter?
I don't think so. Again, as I was saying before, I don't think size matters. I think it's how you use it.
Well, research on sexual satisfaction tends to suggest that other factors such as intimacy, affection, and psychological connection are more important than a person's genital size.
I think a connection is more important than anything, because if there's no connection, you got nothing.
And most people feel that way, but that doesn't mean that genital size is never important to some people.
Oh, it's important to some people, but I don't think it's the most important thing. I think, again, it's about, what's in your heart. And, if your eyes click and if you can make somebody smile or laugh, I think that's much more important.
That's right. It's all about the human qualities and qualities about how people interact with each other emotionally and psychologically are among the more important aspects of human sexuality.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got static? Does your hair fly away? Prioritize and winterize. Spritz your hairbrush, comb through, and now you're ionized. Say hello to beautiful.
Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dina. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous, guys.
Fabulous. And what are we going to talk about today?
We also didn't touch on the fact that when you look at your credit reports, you know how they have when you paid it. So if you're paying things late, there's 30, 60, 90 days come up on your credit report as far as lates go. And so the longer the more lates that you have in delaying your payments as opposed to paying them on time, that's going to negatively impact your credit score as well.
Okay, so when do you suggest that you make your payment?
Well, you should make them ahead of schedule, ideally, so that you're never late. Because once you start becoming late, it becomes that kind of trickle effect where that continues and gets worse and worse. We were talking about credit scores, and I don't know if people realize, this credit scores are between 300 and 800. And so the higher you are close to 800, the better that your score is.
Sure.
So many people don't have 500 or less on their credit. Some people might say, well, if I have 500, that's good. But, really, we're all starting off with 800 and then we go backwards.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, neither did I, because I actually heard that if you're somebody who has no credit, then that's not good either.
Well, it's not good to have no credit. And all kids say when they start going to college and start working, they're going to have a zero credit, but it doesn't really start at zero. They have to put some number on there.
Okay.
So it's be interesting to actually pull it, because I have not pulled even my daughter's credit to see what hers would be at this point. But really, we just have to say to them, don't let any bills go unpaid. If you have a medical bill, as an example, you go to the doctor, you have a co-payment and it's $35 and you just stick it in a drawer and say, oh, the insurance company's going to pay that. Well, no, if you're not proactive with
no,
that.
you have to pay your co-payment when you're at the doctor's.
Right.
That's your best bet. It's the afterwards, the way they work. The insurance companies don't always pay your bill in full because they determine how much they think it should be. And then the doctor's office gets this other balance, which could be like $32. And then they'll send that to you. And if you disregard that, that's where you're in trouble. That's
Right.
happened to me.
Yes, and that accumulates, and that is going to then, if you ignore it and you don't call them and you don't pay it, they're just going to send that to the a credit department of the insurance, of that insurance.
And before you know it, it's in the hundreds.
Right, and then besides that, that's going to negatively be put on your credit report.
But, that's the thing. Unfortunately, at the time that happened to me, that was years ago, I did not know that. I thought that it was something that my insurance company would pay or that there was some sort of error, and I let it go. And hundreds of dollars later, I had to settle something for a doctor's office.
Yes.
Which was, I didn't realize.
And that's difficult stuff to get off your credit report.
Sure.
Once it's on your credit report, it's very hard to get things removed from it. It could take years and years.
You have to write them a letter and show them proof of payment and show them all of that, because that's what I did. And they actually did remove it from my credit report.
It's a lot of work, though.
It is. And because you see, that's the thing. That's why knowledge is power.
Yes.
And that's why if people call you, you could help them get through these types of things. Because, see, I didn't know that. And there was nobody who taught that to me.
Anthony, who taught you how to pay down all your debt?
You did.
Really?
Yes, when you sent me the budget form.
Oh, that's when it happened?
Yes.
And I'm proudly working on it, and I am working on becoming debt-free. I mean, I got a long way to go, but all my credit cards are paid. I am paying my mortgage in advance. You had talked about getting ahead on payments, and what I did from the very beginning is I did not make my first payment and then pay every month. I made my first 2 payments. So that way, if I needed an extra week or 2 for my next payment, and it was due on the 1st and I didn't send it till the 18th, it didn't matter because I was already paid a month ahead. That worked for me, and that helped me.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that I was helpful for you.
Well,
I think you're very
tremendous.
helpful for many people. And that's the point.
Well, I certainly try, and people should reach out to us and get more information so that we can help more
You know what?
people.
I think it's important that you give your email so that people could reach out to you, or something that would be easy for them to get to you.
Well, they can email me at dcobrin, that's Kobrin, at nextfinancial.com. And they can also always get information from Trend Radio as well.
Oh, absolutely. trendradio920@gmail.com will give you anything you need to know about Dina.
And I would recommend getting the budget from Dina, because that really,
is very helpful.
really helped me. It really helped
Yeah,
me.
it's very helpful.
Take control of your finances. Don't let them take control of you. DCAlexander.com.
Consult with Dina today. You'll be glad you did.
Well, with all that talk about the penis,
Don't forget about the clitoris that you were talking about, too.
we need to talk about the breasts.
Do we have a study?
We
Is
actually
it a study?
do. Yes, yes.
As long as it's a study, we're good.
Yes. Also published by Debbie Herbenek, the PhD.
Okay.
And she wrote a study about the surprising ways that breasts can enhance arousal.
Can I just say something here?
Sure.
I mean, having nothing to do with what you just said. The picture of the bra that's in this study is the same one that I'm wearing today.
Oh, please.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Mike?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, she showed you?
I didn't get to see it, but I'm going to take her word for it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It really is true. It's really a pretty bra. But I mean, I'm finding it really amazing how that little thing at the bottom there, like, is the same as the one that I mean, it's amazing.
Well, it must be a very popular bra.
No, I don't think so.
Well, guys,
I'm saying it's just amazing how I'm wearing the same bra that's in this picture.
yes,
I'm
very
just
amazing.
saying
Let's
that.
get back to
All
the
right,
show.
back to the study.
Yes. All right. So whether you call them breasts, boobs, boobies, tatas, gazungas,
Bodacious tatas.
or something else, whatever, I'm sure that you have a name for the lovely lady lump sitting on top of your partner's chest. The good one, the bad one, I don't know.
Anyone.
Well, breasts are an absolute wonder. They attract the attention of men and women by some mysterious natural force. Well, it's true. Breasts are amazing.
No.
Elise is cracking
You know.
up over here. I know.
Oh my God.
So anyway, you see, you just talk about breasts and men and women just
Can you
crack
just
up.
imagine? Is this the bad one? And is this the good one? I just think that's hysterical.
Well, so I understand that breasts come in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Just like the penis.
Absolutely.
But breasts.
Some are bigger and some are smaller, but
Yes. But the breasts also nourish babies too.
yes, they do.
But when it comes to sex, breasts often get neglected.
Yes, they do.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When a woman first goes through puberty, the breasts get a lot of visual, eye-catching attention. And then a young woman starts to kiss and make out, and maybe they get a little touching type of attention. After all, most women have had their breasts touched before they've ever had intercourse.
I agree with that.
You do?
Yes,
Okay.
I absolutely do. It's the safer part of, it's like, if you think about it, it's second base.
Oh, okay. I never thought
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
I played football. I didn't play baseball.
Yeah, you've played plenty of baseball, I'm sure. But yeah, it's second base when you're, 12 or 13 or 14.
It starts that young?
It does. These days, I think things start, a lot starts younger these days. But when I was growing up, yeah, like 12 and 13, it was a little kissing, a little touching. That was kind of it.
Well, I was a virgin till I was like 20.
We don't want to hear anything about you.
The vernacular me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Anyway, once intercourse starts, it's as if the vagina somehow upstages the breasts and leaves them to wonder, hey, where did the love go?
That's a riot. You are a riot.
Well, the one thing we know from research is that many women long for more breast play.
Yes. According to this study, that is absolutely the truth.
That's right. In a study published in 2006, 82% of women and 52% of men said that breast stimulation caused them to feel more sexually aroused.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Further, a total of 78% of women and 39% of men said that once aroused, breast stimulation further increased their arousal.
Wow. Well, that's quite a lot of people. The percentages are high there.
Yep. Very few people said that the breast stimulation decreased their arousal. But, if you are or know one of those people who say, "Oh, don't touch my boobs. Don't touch my boobs."
I know some women who do that.
Yeah, me too.
No, I do know some women who do that. They don't want their breasts touched. They don't want their nipples touched. They're sensitive. There are a lot of nerves in the nipples, and they just don't want them touched. And they tell their guy or girl, do not touch my nipples. Yeah. They don't want it. But
Wow.
I guess that's not everybody,
No.
especially according to this study.
So, if you're someone who enjoys breast stimulation, or if you suspect that your partner might be, try.
You can do some really creative things.
Yeah. Now, this seems a little messy to me, but according to this study,
I don't think it's too messy. I mean, we've had this conversation before.
lacing the breast with whipped cream,
making a sundae or something like that. On the body. Remember,
cherry
we've had
on
this.
top. Okay.
Yeah. You can just do it with breast play.
Okay. Well, I like the idea of decorating the breast with like flavored edible body cream or paint.
Or you can use a little honey.
Yeah.
You can keep it natural. You don't have to kind of use, flavored body cream because that's artificial.
The honey and the thing sounds a little sticky to me.
And so what
if you're artistic.
But you know what? Yeah, okay.
All right.
If you're artistic, yes, you can paint a pretty picture, but you can also...
that sounds like fun to me.
Okay, so take some raspberries.
I've never done it, but it sounds like fun.
So take some raspberries and mix it with your whipped cream and make your own paint.
Okay.
Or blueberries. You have plenty of different colored fruits that you can mix with the whipped cream or the honey and make a pretty natural paint, and it would taste better too.
Well, or
if you think about it, the vernacular you is going to be the one eating it. So if you think about it, do you want the artificial flavors, or would you rather have something natural and sweet and delicious?
Well, I'm all about natural.
Exactly.
So, wear a push-up bra or a bustier. Mm-hmm. I like that idea. Enjoy
I'm
the
sure
look.
You do.
I do.
The vernacular you, right?
No, I like a push-up bra or a bustier.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, I know. I know what you like. But...
Well, and you talked about just a minute ago about sensitive breasts and massaging the breasts. Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't have to be, only nipple pinching or nipple clamps
anything.
Or whatever. I mean, it could be
where'd you get the clamps from?
I don't know. I just came to my head. So anyway, the breasts are very sensitive. The tops, the bottoms, the sides. Some say that's even more sensitive than the actual nipple.
It could be, and also I know this might sound a little crazy to you, but it could be depending on the time of the month also. Because, hormonally, when women are menstruating, they get different, you're reactive to different areas, and your breasts are one of those areas that become very sensitive.
And that's a hormone problem?
It's not a hormone problem.
Because I know how to make a hormone.
We already know how to make a hormone.
You don't pay her.
We know. But it's not a problem. It's just something that happens monthly.
Okay. Well, getting back to breast play, this sounds really nice. Is take a bubble bath together. That lathery soap can make for a really, fun, sensuous time.
I was just about to say, for a nice time. It's clean and sexy all at once.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Breasts have the potential to play a very pleasurable part in people's sex lives.
Absolutely.
So consider the ways you can make your breast play more fun, enjoyable, and a regular part of your sexual and sensual life.
And men deserve a little breast and nipple play also. Ladies, men like it too. I think so. You got nothing there?
I got nothing. Anyway, consider ways that you can make breast play a fun, enjoyable part of your regular sexual life. And if you or your partner has experienced breast cancer and you're interested in more tailored ideas for enhancing sexual intimacy, consider reading this book, Living Beyond Breast Cancer, A Survivor's Guide for When Treatment Ends and the Rest of Your Life Begins. Wow. Feel like you're always hungry?
It's so interesting. I was just thinking I was a little hungry, but, after all that, I guess sex talk and stuff, and then you started talking about, whipped cream, and then I'm adding the fruit and the honey. I was a little hungry.
Well, if you're hungry after sex, it just means you weren't totally sexually satisfied.
Oh. Are you talking to me, or are you saying the vernacular?
I'm just saying things articles and studies that I've read. People who
Well,
make love
fortunately
go
for
right to
me,
the
we were just
refrigerator.
We were just talking about, some food, and so then I got a little hungry, but I didn't just have sex. So therefore, that doesn't, apply to me right now.
Okay.
We'll do a study on that another time.
Okay.
Right now, why did you ask if I was hungry?
Well, because hunger is a psychological need for calories, water, and salt.
Okay.
And it's driven by a mix of factors, including your diet, your appetite hormones. Oh, you know how to make a hormone, right?
I do. You don't pay her. We
That's
just
right.
talked about
yes,
it.
Yes, I know.
But fortunately, I don't get myself involved with horse.
Okay. And stress.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's an emotional need at that point. You're feeding the emotion.
That's right.
I
And
know.
Maggie Moon, RD, a nutritionalist and owner of Everyday Healthy Eating. She says that outside of pregnancy, excessive hunger is usually a sign of some kind of physical or mental health problem.
Really?
Yeah. And possible causes to consider are, as you know, poor sleep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sleep is crucial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm so glad that I slept well last night. I actually went to sleep at 9:00.
Really? And I was up till 3. And you notice I haven't really been eating well this morning.
I brought you in something delicious to eat, too, and you didn't even touch it.
Didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Because my sleep,
It's
the not getting enough sleep has elevated, I guess, some levels of the hormone ghrelin that triggers the hunger.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't crazy hungry today, but I had some fruit and yogurt and, a little bit of a bar.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good.
Okay. I'm sure that it was, and maybe I'll
And
taste
you
it.
had some of the bar, and you had a little bit of the fruit. You only had one bite of the yogurt. You didn't like it. You thought it was sour.
It tastes a little sour to me.
It's you.
Well, anyway, decreased levels of leptin, that's a hormone that causes the feeling of fullness.
Yeah.
So that's something too, these crazy hormone levels. And, overindulging in something like simple carbs, the kind that are found in sugary, white, floury foods like
donuts.
pastries. Yeah. Donuts, crackers, cookies.
Bread.
Yeah.
Bagels.
Getting me really hungry now.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking when we were talking about when I just mentioned bagels, that we need to somehow or another get to Staten Island and get a good bagel.
Oh, yeah, we need a good bagel.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
Okay. The best bagels used to be in Trenton, Kramer's Bakery.
I'm sorry. There is no bagel that is good if it doesn't have New York water. So I don't care what you say.
They imported water from New York.
Okay, then maybe they had some good bagels.
5-gallon
All right, then they had good bagels because if it's New York water, it's a good bagel.
That's right. So anyway, these things spike your blood sugar levels quickly, and then they leave them to plunge soon after.
And that's awful.
Yeah, and it's that blood sugar drop that causes the intense hunger for again, more sugary carbs.
Sure.
And the cycle continues.
Yeah, that's a bad cycle too.
Now, something that you always say, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
Yes.
Always. Becoming dehydrated makes your body feel run down and sluggish. So this simply triggers the body to look for a source of fuel. So you can experience hunger even though it's the thirst that is your real problem.
And I definitely know about that because I am always thirsty.
You might be diabetic.
No, I'm actually not. I do drink a lot though. I know that I'm supposed to. But sometimes I just get thirsty.
Yeah.
But I've been checked. I'm not diabetic.
Okay. So if you drink a large glass of water once you get hungry and then wait for a couple of minutes before you eat something, you'll find that you were thirsty, not hungry.
That is true. Which is why I actually do drink before I eat.
You do?
I do. You're with me most of the time. You know
not
that
a soda or a sugary juice or
What am I drinking?
Water.
Yes, that is what I am drinking. I am drinking water.
Good.
Water, H2O.
H2O to go.
That's correct.
Well, and low protein will also trigger hunger. Well, it sounds a little odd. Eating a good-sized portion of healthy fats and lean protein can starve off the hunger.
I agree. Yeah,
And-
it's really important.
And not only does that protein stay in your stomach and promote feelings of fullness, it's been shown to have some appetite suppressing effects also.
Oh, exactly.
And not to mention the heart healthy unsaturated fat is also good for your brain.
Very good for your brain.
And
Like avocado.
yes,
Avocado is so fantastic. And people do not realize this, but avocados, aside from loaded with, the fabulous fats for your brain, it's known as brain food. Avocados are loaded with protein too.
are they really? I didn't know
Yes.
that.
And practically no carbohydrates.
Very cool.
Yeah, very good.
I'll eat a lot of nuts and
People can
oils.
eat an avocado a day, and you can put
when
an
it's
avocado.
healthy, it's like having olive oil.
Put an avocado on a bed of arugula with some tomatoes, and that's like the perfect meal. It's fantastic for you.
Mm-hmm. Going back to the early days of human development, the natural response to stress was to load up on food. So when you get tense, your body ramps up and it releases
It feeds off
these
of it.
hormones.
Yeah,
like
that's not really the way to do it.
No. These hormones tell your body to look for food sources of energy. Stress triggers those cravings. And one thing you don't want to do is skip a meal. No. Dieters
Never
are guilty of this.
Never skip.
You skip a meal, you'll lose weight. Wrong. Instead, this backfires because it causes you to overeat at
And
other
it
times.
causes your body to hold on to things you don't want. There you have it.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. You want more? Go right to our website, 920thevoice.com, click on demand, and scroll directly to us.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to discuss, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.